Namaste, everyone. This is Donna from Pillai Center. My spiritual name is Rani, and we welcome you with love, as today we celebrate the birth of Swami Ramalingam. You'll be receiving a lot today, a lot of information about Swami Ramalingam, his life, his teachings, and his blessings. Swami Ramalingam was a previous incarnation of our own Dr. Bhaskaran Pillai, whose picture you see on the screen. As a fully enlightened master, he has shared his experience as Swami Ramalingam, as well as teaching us that we too can achieve the same light body that Swami Ramalingam did. So now, get in a comfortable position, preferably in a place where you won't be distracted. We will also chant and meditate. Let's begin. No sooner the light was perceived, happiness prevailed on me. Those are the words of Swami Ramalingam. Valalar Ramalinga Swamigal was born on October 5th, 1823. At 5 years old, he started his education. Because his father had died when he was only a year old, his older brother was his educator. So to teach him discipline, his brother told his wife not to give him any food, but she secretly gave him food anyway and told him to study at home. So Ramalinga had asked for a room with a mirror and a lighted lamp. He kept the lamp in front of the mirror and meditated by focusing on the light. During this meditation, he saw a vision of Lord Muruga, and this was his practice. He was also responsible for many miracles in his life, feeding hundreds of people with minimum resources, multiplying at will. During a drought, the Swami had asked the people to pour 6 potfuls of water over his head, and they did so, at which time there was a heavy downpour of rain immediately, and the springs of the 6 wells, which had gone completely dry, once again became active, bringing in fresh and tasty supplies of water in the wells. Following that, the village always had good rains to support and nourish the life and activity of the wells. He was also responsible for stopping a fire from a burning house just by waving his hand. And of course, the most incredible miracle was turning his body into light. Later in his life, he would spend his time at the Kandakotam Kanda Swami temple. He would compose 5,818 poems, each teaching of universal love and global peace. His teaching was hugely on Arut Perum Jyoti. We have heard this many times from Dr. Pillai about the power of Arut Perum Jyoti and the chanting of that. Here are the words of Dr. Pillai. Let's listen.
Arut Perum Jyoti, Arut Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai, Arut Perum Jyoti. Arul, which is omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, which is the consciousness that all of us have, whether rich or poor, or white or black, we all have that ability, is a luminous light. Perum Jyoti means luminous light. And how do you obtain this light? You obtain this light through the grace of God. Tani Perum Karunai. It's a very special mercy from God that you get this light. And this mantra was given to Swami Ramalingam by the God of Light himself. And all that you need to do, Ramalingam said, was only to chant it. Arul Perum Jyoti. See, this word Arul is the knowledge or wisdom that is already within the soul of every individual, regardless whether you are poor or rich, white or black. But we don't use that. We use only a rational intelligence, so that has been made available to us, and primarily from the neocortex, the cortical wisdom or knowledge. Arul is more within the midbrain area, the whole brain, or the paleo-mammal brain, which includes the limbic system. The Arul starts from there, and then it's everywhere in the brain. The moment you say the word Arul, then you will acquire omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. When you say that, then the whole brain, the midbrain, the cortex, the spinal column all light up. Then you fill the entire body with light. And this is the mantra that Shiva gave to Ramalingam. And then the word Tani Perum Garunai is the mercy of God. Tani Perum Garunai, it is the mercy of God. So say thanks to God.
In addition to his sacred poetry, Swami Ramalingam was a spiritual leader too, and some of his policies included the following: treat all souls as equal, no killing of any life, all living organisms are relations to us, so don't hurt them. Another one is people who suffer in hunger must be given food, irrespective of their religion, caste, or ethnicity. Do not eat meat. All people in the world are brothers and sisters, and God is one who is Arut Param Jyoti. Dr. Pillai recently spoke about his life as Ramalingam. He says, "My entire life as Ramalingam was spent on giving theoretical and practical proof as to how matter can turn into light. From a theoretical standpoint, two basic principles are very important. One is the gross 5 elements of earth, water, fire, air, and space, turning to their corresponding insubstantial energy forms. The second principle is the opening of the third eye that results in the removal of the 7 layers of material and energy consciousness. It is important to note that these two purificatory processes are fairly difficult to accomplish by human efforts alone. It is ultimately up to the mercy of Shiva that accomplishes it." He continues, "Shiva appeared before Ramalingam, who was sleeping on the floor. He woke him up. Ramalingam saw the splendor of Shiva's form. Shiva then hugged him. Ramalingam's body instantaneously became a light body. He also developed the third eye of Shiva. Shiva then left, and Ramalingam's body reverted back to its original flesh and blood form. Ramalingam was quite unhappy. Nevertheless, he remembered the initiation and hoped that one day he would permanently get the light body. Accordingly, in 1873, Ramalingam's body turned into light. Many of his disciples were in awe, but none wanted the light body. Ramalingam was upset that his students preferred 3 meals and full gossip over the light body. He decided to take off and come back at a later time. So he disappeared on January 30th of 1874. Those were the words of Dr. Pillai. Let's listen now to Dr. Pillai sharing about that incarnation.
When I was Swami Ramalingam, you see the picture of Swami Ramalingam everywhere. And I never looked like this. The picture is not right. And it was in 1874 that I disappeared. They could not photograph my body. Although they could see a contour, the camera never picked up any image. Also, I had no shadow. So somebody created a portrait. And I was very unconventional. I had a beard. And I wore shoes, which was not the tradition. Since the body was full of light, I had to hide everything. I had put a cloth all over me. Only my face was visible. That was in 1873. For 1 year, this was the body. And the right eye had become so luminous, and laser beam was coming out of this right eye. So I also hid this right eye with a piece of cloth. This took place over a period of time. I stayed by myself. I felt incredible happiness. I was not even one moment of unhappiness. All this happened to me because this great being Shiva materialized before me and hugged me, and his light body became mine.
So it wasn't enough that he knew the sacred secrets and that he turned his body into light. He wanted to give this knowledge to everyone, but the people were just not evolved enough to receive these teachings. In fact, as what often happens on the earth plane, when there is a divine light and a divine presence changing the complexion of the world, the evil will try to take it down. And he suffered that. And at times his life was in danger, but he was always protected by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva would come and protect him. So now Dr. Pillai has said that much of the human race has evolved enough to receive this great gift, the teaching of how to turn one's body into light. Let's listen again to Dr. Pillai.
Swami Ramalingam completely devoted his life for the light body. All his writings are only about the light body. He didn't care about anything else. And he turned his body into light, and people tried to photograph him, and the light body was not picked up by the camera. So what happens is this physical body, when it gets transformed into the light body, you will be blissed out. It's a blissed body. And you will hear Om everywhere. This is my experience. I knew that God is Om. And this is the experience of Ramalingam. What happened? Omayat tiruru vuvappudan aruli Amayat tadaidavir arutperum jyoti. He said that the God of light gave him this light body. After he gave me this light body, and how was it? He said it was Om. Omayat tiruvuru. Om became this beautiful body. And then once I acquired this Om body, or Omic body, so he is making a verb out of Om. Omayat tiruvuru. Vuvappudan aruli Amayat tadaidavir perum jyoti. Amaya is a disease. Ama, it comes from the Ayurvedic concept. Ama is the poison in this body that creates diseases. After I acquired this Om body, there was no disease in the body. What else do you want? Do you want money? Or a disease-free body which is full of bliss? And you don't even have hunger or thirst. This is what we have to aspire for. This is our priority. But instead of that, we have accepted a body which is like totally ignorant. All that we know is our thought reality. And even we don't have outrageous thoughts. We have very, very depressive, negative thoughts. So we have to change all this. So how can we change all this? We have to change our brain. A golden lotus, 1,000-petal golden lotus. It's a great way of describing it. And that can give you, living the astral brain along with this physical brain, will give you a tremendous amount of understanding about our own evolution, of our omniscience, of our omnipotence, and of our omnipresence.
We have to change our brain. So how do we do that? Well, by replacing our consensus thoughts that keep us in limitation with divine thoughts, the divine thoughts of Arut Param Jyoti. As Dr. Pillai has recommended with many of the mantras, you just churn the sound. You keep repeating it over and over and over again. And the sound itself has life. The sound itself has power that will change your brain. Change your brain. So that's what we're going to do now. We are going to chant. We're going to chant the mantra, Arut Param Jyoti. And then after that, we will have a short meditation. So as you chant, visualize your body being filled with light and feel gratitude for this great gift of omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence with Arut Param Jyoti.
அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி 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 அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி
Now we will meditate. Close your eyes. Meditate on the light body of Ramalingam. Feel the presence of Ramalingam. Feel the light body of Ramalingam embracing you, just as Shiva embraced him. Make a prayer to Ramalingam to help you replace your mundane human thoughts with divine thoughts. Omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. Feel the bliss of Ramalingam. As he embraces you, he's transferring that bliss to you. That bliss, which is who you really are. Who you must remember you are. Meditate on the light body. Meditate on your light body. Meditate on your light body. Now, offer your gratitude to Swami Ramalingam. for sharing with you the divine light. For sharing with you His love. And for sharing with you His bliss. And thank Dr. Pillai for sharing his experience as Swami Ramalingam and giving us the knowledge and grace to also achieve our light body. Slowly and gently, you can begin to come back to yourself now. Come back to yourself and the meditation. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And just as a reminder, in an hour from now, Swami Nivali will be performing a fire ritual to continue celebrating Swami Ramalingam's birthday. Awaken love, intelligence, and compassion is the theme of this fire ritual. And Dr. Pillai has quoted the Bhagavad Gita in the past, saying that if you want to contact and receive the blessings of the gods and goddesses, it is done through the fire. So this is a free program that you're all invited to continue receiving the blessings of Swami Ramalingam. We will close now with the words, again from Swami Ramalingam, as we continue to celebrate his birth. If you want the grace of God, you sit before the lamp, because God is in the form of light now. He also said, be kind to all living beings. And here's an interesting quote from him. He says, I will not be visible for 2.5 kadigai. Kadigai is 60 years. And if you do the math, 2.5 times 60 is 150 years. He left in 1874, so that brings him back at 2024. He has also said, I will be in this world as well as in the universe. Afterward, when the Lord of great gracious light comes, I will do miracles with this form of a human body. We are so grateful to Swami Ramalingam for being with us today. I hope you felt his presence. Thank you for joining us. Until we meet again, God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.
அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி